covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
A heads up for drivers as emergency repairs on a damaged Chico overpass begin tonight. And an arrest in Iraq for the deadly New Year's Day vehicle attack in New Orleans.
President Trump is marking 100 days in office by heading to Michigan, with tariffs impacting the auto industry top of mind. I'm Natalie Brand at the White House with how the administration says the policy could change.
But first, new at noon, firefighters were called out to an early morning fire in an Oroville mobile home park. CAL FIRE says the call came in just after 5 a.m. at the Pleasant Grove mobile home park on Lincoln Boulevard. They arrived to find a travel trailer fully engulfed in flames. Firefighters say the owner got out safely, but the trailer was destroyed. The cause of that fire is being investigated. New details on work that will close the 20th Street overpass tonight at Highway 99 in Chico. We now have exact times for that work. It's happening because of emergency repairs after a truck hit the overpass earlier this month. This map shows the areas that will be closed. The eastbound closure will happen from 9 p.m. tonight through 4 a.m. tomorrow. Northbound 99 will have one lane closed starting at 6 tonight, followed by a full closure at 9 o'clock until 4 in the morning, and then there will be one lane closure starting at 6 a.m. Northbound traffic will be diverted starting at 6 a.m. off the highway at 20th Street and then re-enter the highway using the on-ramp, and that's starting tomorrow. Eastbound 20th Street will remain reduced to one lane for a few weeks. Southbound traffic on 99 will not be affected. This is a live lookout from the Round Mountain Shasta 2 Alert California camera. You could see some clouds in the sky there, and we're seeing sunny in the valley, at least right now. Court's here with your forecast.
Yeah, for parts of the valley, we're still seeing that sunshine. Not so much for the northern end. Here's a live look right now. This is from the South Forks Lookout camera northwest of Redding, just north of Whiskeytown in Shasta County. You can see Whiskeytown Lake right here, and a lot of cloud cover already draped overhead for the northern zones of the valley. So that's what we're seeing already today. We've got some returns coming up on the satellite and radar. This is showing mostly Virgo, which is moisture above that's not all making it to the ground, but there are some scattered sprinkles, mainly in Siskiyou County, a little sagging into northern Shasta County at noon, and temperatures right now pretty comfortable. 73 degrees for Chico, sunny skies still, modest winds out of the south, 80 already in Redding with sunshine, 79 degrees with sunny skies in Red Bluff, and currently 75 degrees in Orville. Heading into this afternoon, cloud cover increasing and temperatures topping out in the low to mid 80s for most of the valley. So above average temperatures, staying for the most part dry, especially in the valley. Pretty comfortable for the afternoon. I'll be tracking just how warm will end up in your backyard later today, where there's scattered shower chances heading into this evening, and where we're seeing a big drop in temperatures and wet weather heading your way this week.
All right, thank you, Court. The Orville State of the City address is tonight. Speakers will include Mayor David Pittman, City Administrator Brian Ring, Arts Chairman David Tamori, and Historic Chairman Natalie Sherrod. There will also be presentations on community improvement efforts, including the Lincoln Street Project and Mission Esperanza, and an update on the Veterans Project, city street work, and city services. There will also be some award presentations. The address will be delivered at the Orville State Theater on Myers Street beginning at 5:30 p.m. No decision was reached last night by the Bidwell Park and Playground Commission on proposed changes to South Park Drive. Two design plans by city engineers look at changes to the stretch between Cypress Street and Caper Acres. Option 1 would keep one-way access for cars. You can see it in yellow, and would expand the parking on the right side of the road. Option 2 will completely close off the road to vehicles, and the space would be for non-motorized use, but upgrades would be made to nearby parking lots. Several commissioners expressed a desire to bring the issue back at next month's meeting. City staff advised it is important to make a recommendation to the City Council soon.
Because we are getting into the construction season for 2025, so engineering needs to start, finalizing the design process and start the environmental process for this to construct in 2026. I think if we did come back at next month's meeting, that would be doable. But I mean, preferably we have a recommendation go to council.
The commission voted on the plan with modifications, but that vote failed 4-2. They then voted unanimously to ask staff to bring back the proposed modifications to Plan A to be considered at the May meeting. Today is the last day on the job for Shasta County Clerk and Registrar of Voters Tom Toller. Toller announced last month he was stepping down because of ongoing health issues. The Shasta County Board of Supervisors has chosen 5 applicants to be interviewed tomorrow, including current Assistant County Clerk Joanna Francesca. The board's goal is to appoint someone by May 13th to serve the remainder of Toller's term through January of 2027. You can expect to see firefighting planes in the air around Reading this week as part of training exercises. CAL FIRE has started its 2-week California Aerial Supervision Academy with the Forest Service. The intensive training equips personnel to direct aerial firefighting operations as air tactical group supervisors. This week, crews will focus on scenario-based training flights involving air tankers, helicopters, and smoke jumpers. President Trump is celebrating his first 100 days in office by highlighting his economic accomplishments. Natalie Brand reports he's headed to Michigan, the home of American auto manufacturing, for a rally with supporters.
President Trump closed his campaign in battleground Michigan and returns tonight to mark 100 days.
After building the greatest economy in the world in his first term as president, President Trump is in the process of doing that all over again.
The trip to the key automotive hub comes as the administration could be easing tariffs on the auto industry. CBS News has learned the president will sign an executive order today easing the 25% tariff for steel and aluminum for automakers, while the separate tariff on imported cars is expected to remain in place.
The goal here is to bring back the high quality industrial jobs to the U.S.
The latest CBS News poll shows President Trump's approval of handling the economy has declined in recent weeks, and more than 60% of those surveyed believe he's too focused on tariffs, not enough on lowering prices.
We're the largest producer of truck frame assembly lines in North America.
Joe Perkins, whose company provides technology systems for the automotive industry, says he's hopeful for clarity.
How long can I maintain current cost structure? That is something that keeps me up all night and literally something that I have to think about every single day.
Tariff negotiations are underway with dozens of U.S. trading partners, but Canada's new prime minister issued this warning.
Our old relationship with the United States, a relationship based on steadily increasing integration, is over.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says progress has been made in talks with a number of Asian trading partners. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Canada's new prime minister says he will sit down with President Trump soon to discuss the relationship between the two neighbors. Authorities in Iraq have arrested a suspect connected to the deadly New Year's Day vehicle attack in New Orleans. Iraqi officials say the man arrested this week is responsible for inciting the attack and will be tried in Iraq under that country's anti-terrorism law. In the early morning hours of New Year's Day, a man drove a rented truck down Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing 14 people and wounding nearly 60 others. The assailant eventually died in a shootout with police. The FBI's investigation later revealed he had proclaimed support for ISIS. The White House lashes out over Amazon plans to share price hikes caused by tariffs. And a guest joins us with details on an upcoming arts fair in Chico that involves a lot more than artistic creations.